This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, plans are underway to create a bird-friendly corridor between the Orokonui's Eco Sanctuary and Dunedin City. An acclaimed New Zealand photographer returns to her Invercargill roots to shoot a new exhibition. And the central South Island shivers with fresh snow after last week's balmy summer weather. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. A North East Valley group is attempting to create a bird-friendly corridor between the Orokonui Eco Sanctuary and Dunedin City. To promote the idea, the group called the Open Valley Urban Eco Sanctuary held a meeting this week with teachers and principals of schools in the area. Roselle Labone reports.
Open Valley Urban Eco Sanctuary's Claire Cross shares the results of environmental investigations done by school children with Dunedin teachers in a meeting at the Valley Project yesterday. Research by 170 pupils from Opaho, North East Valley Normal, Dunedin North Intermediate and Pine Hill schools has identified the birds and predators living in North East Valley Gardens and other areas and examined ways to manage them.
We've got principals and teachers giving feedback on the process of the scientific research that we did this year and also giving their ideas for how we can make it even better for next year.
Their pupils' research has been supported by scientists from the University of Otago.
It's definitely part of their, for those scientists, part of their agenda in terms of enhancing urban ecology is often through the hearts and minds of children.
The plan is to make the valley a habitat corridor, providing a safe environment for bird populations and to return the kaka to Dunedin. The pupils' findings are already being implemented.
There's different methods that can be utilised to reduce the number of pests while also increasing the habitat for birds.
The group celebrated the launch of the Urban Eco Sanctuary with a community hui at the weekend. Roselle Labone, The South Today.
The Dunedin City Council is working on improvements to make Baldwin Street safer for both residents and visitors. The first step is to install signage to direct visitors to Baldwin Street and encourage people not to drive up the street. Group Manager of Transport Richard Saunders says the DCC is aware of concerns about tourists driving up Baldwin Street, particularly in camper vans. The signs will remind people that it would be better to leave their car or camper van at the bottom of the hill and walk up. The DCC is developing design options for safety improvements to Baldwin Street and will be consulting with the community on these options next year. An acclaimed New Zealand photographer has returned to her Invercargill roots to shoot a new exhibition. Adrienne Martin got her first taste of art at the city's landmark Anderson House as a child and has now revisited the building for her latest project. Sharon Rees has more.
Invercargill's Anderson House has been closed to the public since 2014 when it was deemed an earthquake risk. But after months of planning, photographer Adrienne Martin was granted access to the building. And she already had one foot in the door. Martin's grandfather and great-uncle helped to build the house in 1924, giving a significantly personal touch to her project.
As a child I used to go out there with my mother, and she would take us kids out there because it was a building that her father built. When we got inside the building, I thought it was a very beautiful building, but it was the art collection and seeing art formally presented more or less for the first time in my life.
She says she wants her project to reflect the different forms the house has taken over the years.
I wanted to evoke a sense of the rooms even before it was an art gallery. So you get a sense of the home, the house, and its past life as that. It's had many lives, or two critical lives. That is a home, and then that is an art gallery.
With the Anderson House's art collection being moved to the Invercargill Public Art Gallery, she formed an idea of a shroud over items left in the former gallery to form a body of work she has titled Shift.
Parts of the images in exposed have actually been blacked out, so there's a shift in content. And with the shrouding and crating visible, just clues there's the shift of the artwork itself being moved from one space to another. And thirdly, the shift of the life of the building into a different context from an art gallery on who knows where it was going to go.
With ongoing talks about the future of Anderson House, Martin says she's happy to see it transition into its next life, as long as the integrity of the house remains intact. Her work will be exhibited at the Invercargill Public Art Gallery early next year. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Fonterra has today announced it is further expanding its Waitoa UHT site due to growing demand for its products. 5 years ago, the site was an empty paddock. Now it produces more than 80,000 cartons of UHT milk and cream every hour for global markets. A new line will be up and running by the end of the year. This is the third new line to be installed in the last 12 months. The site will have the capacity to produce up to 45,000 cartons of 1 litre UHT products every hour. The central South Island received a late dump of snow last night, only a week after temperatures had been in the summery mid-20s. The South Today took a look.
Up to 7 inches of November snow in Lumsden turned the town into a blanket of white, with most people staying at home. 7 southern schools were closed this morning, 3 because school buses simply couldn't make it through. Heavy snow blanketed the mountains around Queenstown overnight, falling down to 300 metres, but it is melting fast as today wears on. None of the major highways are currently closed, but some of the scenic tourist routes, such as Milford Road and Danzies Pass, are closed. Further north, the West Coast and Nelson regions suffered gale force winds, and tens of thousands are reported to be without power. A storm surge in Nelson creating additional woes, with flooding in coastal areas. Wind gusts of up to 120 kilometres per hour were recorded in the Wellington region, but damage was minor. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a Dunedin teen moves a step closer to a bright future by gaining entry into a prestigious mentoring program. And the SPCA is raising awareness about dog abuse and neglect.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Circopolis, a crossroads between imagination and reality, limits and possibilities. Don't miss Circopolis, described as Cirque du Soleil's hipper, sexier cousin at the Regent. 12 performing artists combine the worlds of circus, dance and theatre. This is your only chance to see this extraordinary show by Montreal's Cirque Éloise in Dunedin at the Regent, 23rd to 26th of November. Book now at the box office or Ticket Direct.
Gillian's Care. They care for loved ones, families, friends and our community. At a time of bereavement, care and support makes all the difference, and Gillians know this. They're here for you when you need it most. From advanced funeral planning to a service for your loved one, Gillians will guide and assist you with your individual choices. Their legendary attention to detail and passion to get it right are second to none. Gillians, caring for families in our communities since 1962.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys, really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
The University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Dane. Not now, man. I'm panicking.
Come on, mate. I know just what you need.
In here?
No. Is this it?
No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Welcome back. A Dunedin teen is the only South Island person to be chosen for a prestigious mentoring program. He's already quite known in music circles, but according to his flute teacher, is destined for greatness.
A career that's set to blow up like a firework. He's just turned 13, but at 12 years of age, the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra accepted Jaden Jasudis into its mentoring program.
My first reaction was excitement, obviously, and I was just like, yes, this is amazing. But then I actually didn't realise that only 12 young musicians get selected for this mentoring program, and only one for Dunedin. And when I found that out, I felt very humble and honoured to be able to have this position. Yeah.
Excitement aside, he admits it might mean a lot more work.
Yeah, so I think I have accepted that there will be some hard work for this mentoring program, but I think that it's a great learning experience to get some work, because obviously I think this mentoring program will have some challenges, but those are challenges I'm ready to face.
His family say they were doubtful the NZSO would even look at his application given his age. But his flute teacher, Natasha Manovitz, believes he can do it.
He was really driven with the grade 8 exam and worked extremely hard on the things that I was asking him to do. So I can see that, yeah, he's really put in the hard work and he really deserves this. So I definitely think that he's up to it and he's going to get so much out of it. And the things he's going to learn through this program, it's going to last a lifetime.
Jaden Jasudis has been around music since age 5 when he started learning guitar at George Street School. He's currently at grade 8 for flute and piano and grade 5 in theory. And Manowitz says he's a dedicated student.
He's got the kind of work ethic to aspire to something like that. He works really hard, he's got the passion for it. And he's had the kind of training from lots of different teachers, support from his family, and he's in a great school that encourages him as well.
She says as part of the program, Jaden gets a mentoring session when the NZSO is in town, as well as tickets to Dunedin performances. But in the meantime, he's accompanying the DNI choir as they practice ahead of competitions. And he continues developing his career in time, in tune, and on song. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
The SPCA is sharing its list of dog abuse and neglect cases as it appeals for funds this week. It wants to raise awareness of the problem and encourage volunteers to make a difference.
Dunedin animals like 7-year-old chocolate lab Lou are seeking a home and a paw up this month. The SPCA is raising awareness of animal cruelty this appeal week to help raise funds for the hundreds of cats, bunnies and birds that pass through their doors.
We're going to be at most supermarkets, the warehouses in Dunedin and Mosgiel, and the money comes back to the SPCA.
They're also looking for volunteers to take to the streets and become everyday heroes. Volunteer collectors will be highly visible over the coming days, and staff say every bit helps.
We're currently looking for more collectors, and our street appeal runs to the end of the week. To come and spare an hour, 2 hours, half an hour, if you can help us, that would be fantastic.
The SPCA is the only charity that can seek legal justice for animals, with cases taken to court against owners almost entirely funded by donations. Money raised will go directly towards helping the 45,000 sick, injured, abandoned and abused animals in New Zealand, including vaccinations, microchipping and desexing. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we take a look at progress with the multi-million-dollar upgrade to the University of Otago's Science One building, and soldiers patrol Outram as part of an army exercise.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Circopolis, a crossroads between imagination and reality, limits and possibilities. Don't miss Circopolis, described as Cirque du Soleil's hipper, sexier cousin at the Regent. 12 performing artists combine the worlds of circus, dance and theatre. This is your only chance to see this extraordinary show by Montreal's Cirque Éloise in Dunedin at the Regent, 23rd to 26th of November. Book now at the box office or Ticket Direct.
Gillian's Care. They care for loved ones, families, friends and our community. At a time of bereavement, care and support makes all the difference, and Gillians know this. They're here for you when you need it most. From advanced funeral planning to a service for your loved one, Gillians will guide and assist you with your individual choices. Their legendary attention to detail and passion to get it right are second to none. Gillians, caring for families in our communities since 1962.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking.
Come on, mate. I know just what you need.
In here?
No.
Is this it?
No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey Tane, fancy a little cuddle?
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. A multi-million-dollar upgrade of the University of Otago's Science One building is only months away from completion. The South Today took a sneak peek.
About 100 contractors are on the final stage of a 2-year, $56 million project refurbishing the University of Otago's old chem labs. While much of what is being renovated are undergraduate laboratories, Head of Chemistry, Professor Lyle Hanton, explained that new specialist laboratories have also been created.
First floor has got some bespoke research facilities, which are going to be really useful to the Water World group that's going to occupy those. And and when it's completed, there's going to be an amazing trace metal-free laboratory. So nothing in that laboratory will be metal. So you'll be able to measure, metal concentrations down to parts per trillion probably with the facilities we've now got.
The trace metal-free laboratory will facilitate experiments such as measuring uranium concentrations to determine the age of the universe. The new facilities have also attracted the attention of one of the top research universities in the USA.
For example, we've got Georgia Tech, so a group of students coming from America. It's a bit inconvenient really because we're trying to balance up the air in the building, but we're going to accommodate them. This is their first visit, and we're hoping they'll come year after year. So they're coming in the summer to occupy our laboratories and use our new facilities. So word's getting out there internationally that we've got these really good facilities, so that's really great.
The university hopes to complete the refurbishments to the Science One building in time for the start of the 2018 academic year. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
The streets of Outram were patrolled by Army soldiers on Saturday. The Bravo Company soldiers were training for a larger exercise being held in the Nelson Marlborough area this week. The South Today was there.
It was all quiet early on Saturday morning. Only barking dogs and early morning coffee hounds were out and about as Reserve Force soldiers from Dunedin conducted a patrol exercise around the streets of Outram.
We're local territorial forces out of Otago. We're just taking part in this area.
The aim of the training on Saturday morning was to scout around the town, then locate and interview the notional mayor of Outram, played by retired Army Major Lance Nicholas.
I'm playing the role of the Mayor of Outram, and I've requested NZDF assistance to play a low-key role in sorting out some civil unrest within the town as a result of the recent elections.
Mr Nicholas, the former officer commanding of Bravo Company, says the appearance of troops raised few eyebrows in Outram.
There was some surprised looks and a lot of interest, and interestingly, no alarm whatsoever.
Once the patrol was over, the soldiers relocated for the rest of their weekend-long training exercise. John Cosgrove for the South Today.
And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Paul Gorman. What have you got for us this evening?
Well, we can't really go far past weather again this week after what we've had today. I saw some brave souls in T-shirts and shorts in the Octagon, and
so did I at the university today. I saw a few walking through.
Amazing. I also saw someone chasing a hat down the street, which was quite funny. But anyway, they're warning we could have black frosts, especially inland, the next couple of days, and that there's another front tomorrow night with some cold weather. So after last week, it's such a change, it's just, winter's back. We've also got a story on some research about sea surface temperatures, or sea temperatures. An average of 3 marine stations around New Zealand shows that they've risen by 1.3 degrees in the last 60 years. And so the consequences of that could well be on wildlife, fisheries. Not quite sure what they are yet, but it's an amazing bit of research. So we've got a story coming on that.
Yeah, that would be really interesting because it's all those flowback mechanisms from just a simple one temperature change can have huge implications for so many different ecosystems, really.
Well, that's right, and you introduce all sorts of different, not only fish, but pests and things, I guess, too. So it's not just warmer when you take your dip, it's the
other extras with it.
Yeah, and also there's a manhunt underway at the moment in Central Otago. We don't have a lot of details on that, but you'll be able to read more about that in the morning, what's happening there. And we've got an interesting story about what may be New Zealand's most expensive home. It's on the market. It's near Queenstown. I'm not sure I'll tell you how much it's on the market for, but If you won lotto tonight, you wouldn't have enough for it.
So you'd still need
a mortgage or a lot of money in the bank. So look out for that tomorrow as well.
Will make for interesting reading.
Yeah.
Lovely. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather. Thank you for that, Paul.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silberhorn Collagen Plus.
Starting with today's southern view of Wilcox Green and some lovely snow. Looking at the situation, a cool west to southwesterly airflow will cover southern districts for a few days with fronts passing over from the Southern Ocean. By Sunday, an anticyclone in the Tasman Sea will be edging closer to New Zealand and looks set to bring a fine clear week next week, shifting away from hopefully this wintry blast of cold weather. To the southern outlook, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden, you can all have fresh southwesterlies, showers and 12 degrees for the lot of you. To the central outlook, Alexandria, you have gusty westerlies, cloud increasing and 16 degrees. Wanaka and Queenstown, you're the same with a slightly cooler 15 for Wanaka and 14 for Queenstown. Te Anau, you have fresh southwesterlies and 11 degrees. To the northern outlook, Oamaru freshening westerlies, high cloud increasing and 18 degrees. Timaru, you're the same but a slightly higher 19 degrees. And Amarama and Twizel, you both have gustily westerlies, cloud increasing and 15 degrees. Here in Dunedin tonight, fine tonight with moderate northerly winds with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Tomorrow sunny periods morning with moderate to mild westerly winds but cloud increasing and light showers developing during the afternoon with cooler southwesterlies freshening 18 and 7 and mostly fine and sunny at first on Friday but a period of cloud and brief showers during the afternoon with strong cold southwesterlies at 11 and 7 degrees. And in Invercargill tonight, fine with freshening westerlies with an overnight low of 5. Tomorrow cloudy with a period of rain during the afternoon, easing to showers and strong westerly winds tending colder to southwesterly 14 and 5. And it's cloudy with showers on Friday and fresh cool southwesterlies 10 and 5 degrees. That's our news for this Wednesday. For the latest news from the South Today team, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great evening. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.